How to write a CV. Firstly, it is important to know what a CV is before you attempt to create one. After all, knowledge is power. A CV is the abbreviation for Curriculum Vitae, or resume as it may also be called. In Latin, its meaning is course of life, and it is exactly that. A CV is a living document which is designed to outline an individual's academic and professional background, and to showcase their skills and knowledge in order to use it for job applications. It's living as it will always need updating as you progress through your life's course. So now you know what it is. Next is to know how to write one. Remember that a CV is a marketing document in which you are marketing something, yourself. You need to sell your skills, abilities, qualifications, and experience to potential employers. On average, a potential employer will just take 12 seconds to read your CV for the first time, and will make their first decisions within that time frame. So what information should a CV include? Personal details, personal profile, work experience, education, qualifications and training, skills, hobbies and interests, references. Personal details. Your potential employer needs some details in order to contact you, but how much information can be a little bit too much information. They obviously need your name, address and contact details such as telephone and email, and that's pretty much it, unless they have specifically requested. Due to discrimination law, they do not need your age, date of birth, nationality or marital status, and a photo is definitely not required, again unless this is specifically requested. Personal profile. This is your chance to briefly introduce yourself to the reader and should be a short summary of your background and career plans, such as credentials in terms of qualifications, experience and expertise relevant to your target job, your track record with reference to the length and quality of your experience and achievements, and your aspirations for the future. This can be, and should be, tailored to the role and organisation you are applying to. Work experience. There are two main methods of writing this section: chronological and functional. Chronological is the method of date order, functional is the method of, yes, you guessed it, it's function, the most relevant to that job first. Most employers prefer chronological as it is easier to read, however, functional will suit certain job roles and organisations better, so the choice is yours. When writing your employment history, remember these few tips. Use action words such as developed, planned and organised. Try to relate the skills to the job. A finance role will involve numeracy skills, analytical and problem-solving skills, so focus on these, whereas for a retail role, you would place a more emphasis on communication, time management and people skills. If it was a temporary role, tell them. If you received a promotion whilst working there, tell them. Use a clear bullet point list for your job duties, as this will make it easier for the reader to quickly find the experience and attribute. No work experience? This could be for a variety of reasons, and they can be mentioned here. Full-time student? State any part-time roles you may have had. If none, then simply do not include an employment section within your CV. Full-time parent? This is definitely a job, and a very important one. It includes a vast range of transferable skills such as patience, organisation, time management, communication, multitasking, dedication, ability to deal with pressure. The list is endless. Education, qualifications and training. Again, you have the choice of chronological or functional. If this is a graduate role, start with your degree. Otherwise, listed with your most recent and going back to your comprehensive education is fine. You should include details such as your degree, subject and university, plus A-levels and GCSEs or equivalents, and mention the grades, unless they were poor. For university degrees, include some modules you completed and what they included, presentations, research, etc. List any related training courses that you have completed that could put you ahead of your competition. Hobbies and interests. Keep this section short and to the point. As you progress through your career, your employment status and experience will take priority, and your hobbies will typically lessen greatly in their importance. Do not use the old boring cliches here, such as socializing with friends, and avoid anything that suggests a bad lifestyle, such as enjoys clubbing or drinking with friends. Employers will not want to risk you calling in sick or being hungover. Remember to show a range of interests to avoid coming across as narrow. If everything centres on sport, they may wonder if you could hold a conversation with a client who wasn't interested in sport. Also, hobbies that are a little out of the ordinary can help you to stand out from the crowd. Skydiving or mountaineering can show a sense of wanting to stretch yourself and an ability to rely on yourself in demanding situations. Any suggestion of leadership is important to mention, such as captain of a sports team or being a student representative, etc. Skills. The usual ones to mention are languages, but only include if they are at good conversational level. Computing, such as a good working knowledge of MS Access and Excel, plus basic web page design skills, and possessing a full current clean driving license. References. Due to the Data Protection Act, it is not recommended to include the contact details of your referees at this stage, as your CV could end up in anyone's hand. Also, many employers don't check references at the application stage, so unless the vacancy specifically requests referees, it's fine to leave this section completely if you are running short of space, or to state, references are available on request. Layout of your CV. The layout and the emphasis of the information within your CV will depend on the role and industry you are applying for and what you have to offer. For example, a graduate CV will list your degree first, whereas a CV for an experienced labourer will list relevant work experience first. Always proofread, and then ask someone else to proofread. This will ensure there are no spelling errors and that it makes sense. Use a clear font and size. Recommended is Times New Roman or Arial, in size 12, with only headings in bold. Do's and don'ts. Do. Keep your CV within 2 pages. Don't. Copy large amounts of wording from the job posting. They will know. Do. Use black font. Makes printing and photocopying easier. Don't. Use an inappropriate email address. Sexy69er@boobies.com is not going to give the best first impression. Do. Use standard margins. Don't. Print your CV onto decorative paper. Do. Use A4 size paper layout. Don't. Use clip art images or an unrequested photo. Do. Tell the truth. Don't. Do not lie. You will get found out. Overall, your CV is your personal document. Keep it to the point and keep it relevant. Most employers will ask for a cover letter to accompany your CV, so now you have created an awesome CV, let's start your cover letter.